Welcome to our sixth annual Cleft Con. We are so excited to see you. I'm Tiffany Tyler. I'm one of our EMCs. I am a mom. I have a daughter. Both of us were born with cleft lip and palate, and two other wonderful kids. And yeah, I'm part of the CCAC. I have Adam here with me, and he's going to introduce himself, and then we're going to share a little bit about our day. So go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Adam Carr. I was born with a unilateral cleft lip and palate. Uh, and as Tiffany said, I'm very excited to be one of the MCs for y'all today. We have a lot of different ways for y'all to connect with our platform. So be sure to go to our lobby and post to our smile wall and take use of our photo booth feature. Um, and throughout this day, make sure to find different ways to participate, be as involved as possible because we do have a point system, and whoever gets the most points may end up with a certain gift from Smile Train, a nice swag bag. And so you can track your project or track your progress by taking a look at the trophy icon in the top right. So be sure to be active around the platform. And our theme for this day today is impact. So there are many different ways that Cleft can impact people, that we can impact people's lives around us, and ways that we're impacted by Cleft. And so just be prepared, and sort of accept that theme and be ready to go in today. If you're someone who gets impacted very easily, maybe you may want some tissues. You never know. A lot of times at these events, people, it's very cathartic for people. So just be excited and ready, and uh, participate as much as you want to. Um, the lobby in our program acts like a base for CleftCon. So from there, you can explore the program, you can connect with others, you can DM and message people, find their Instagrams. And one nice thing that we also have is you can see the video for CleftCon Orlando. And sorry, there's an echo. And then, uh, thank you. And then from there, after that video, we can, I guess, the transition before the video. You can see that later. Tiffany, would you like to share with us your experience for ClefCon?
Yeah, I would love to. So I went by myself and I did a lot of things with my daughter. But this time I wanted something just for me, and it was truly amazing. We went. Sorry, there's an internet happening. Um, but it was fun. It was one of my first times being in a room full of adults with class. That had never happened to me before. I really liked it, and I got to present. That was so cool. I got to see people who I haven't met in person before, and it really is just the coolest thing to come together with a community that you don't get a chance to meet. And we are really excited about Clapton next year, which will be in Arizona, and it'll be July 17th to the 19th. We don't know where it is yet. So I'm going to be doing something fun all day. I'm going to take guesses. I want you all to take guesses. And my first guess is Supai, which is in Havasupai. You can get there by mule. And it just seemed like a really fun place in the middle of the Grand Canyon. So that's my first guess. And sorry, the echo people is kind of throwing me off. But we would love to see you there. Adam was there this year. If you want to talk about that.
Sorry, I cannot hear you over the echo. Um, yeah, we'd like to see everyone in person. So make sure that if you're able to make it next year to ClefCon Arizona, to absolutely do that. It's an amazing opportunity. I was able to make it last year, and it was a very great cathartic experience. There's something very empowering about being in the same space as people who are cleft affected, as seeing all of their struggles sort of mirror your own. And so, absolutely, if you're interested in attending, please let us know. Please find the ClefCon Arizona bubble and sign up as soon as possible whenever we have signups available. Um, be sure to check our agenda for today. We have a schedule in the top right. And so you can sort of see that and see sort of a plan for what we have going today. Um, and we also will have two separate sets of discussion groups. So we will have two discussion groups at one point, and then later on another set of two discussion groups. And in that time, you're able to pick and choose what you're interested in. So we have more of an open-ended discussion table as each time, as well as a more focused discussion table that will be led by one of our amazing cleft-affected adults. So just join the session that you want to join, and whether you really want to participate or really don't, it's really great to hear different voices. Sometimes hearing other people's voices may allow us to speak up, may allow us to realize, oh, hey, I have that shared experience. And that's been something that I know I can speak for all of the CCAC members is a great thing. We also have closed captioning. If you see the CC right now at the bottom, like center of your screen, you can turn on closed captioning. And so, yeah, if you need assistance, we also have a help desk, and that is in the bottom right-hand corner. So feel free to do that, and it will connect you with someone who can help you. Now on to Tiffany.
So, yeah, please react, engage. We're going to put some polls up. Sorry about the echo. I did say July 17th to the 19th in Arizona. And like I said, I'll be making guesses. My first guess is by mule to Supai. I think we would all have a blast just hopping on and going to the middle of the Grand Canyon to have ClefCon. That sounds amazing. But it's so fun. You get to see lots of things. These ears are from last year. But truly, like, get to know everybody who's here. Take a selfie, put it in the photo booth, attend the discussion boards, participate, say hi to people, introduce yourself. And even if you don't at first, that's totally okay. My first ClefCon and second and third and fourth and fifth virtual ClefCon. Wait, no, not fifth, fourth. I didn't really say anything. I just kind of lurked in the background. So much so that when I finally did speak last year, people were like, oh, hey, she's new. So even if you lurk the whole time or you participate, every participation is valid. And we want you to get to know us, do the polls, and just have fun. Join us in having fun today. We are your community. You are part of our community. And let's do this. So.
Absolutely. And so now, without further ado, we would like to present the amazing President and CEO of Smile Train, Susie Schaefer, who will officially kick off this year's ClefCon 2025.
Wow, thank you, Adam and Tiffany, and hello, everyone, and welcome to the 6th annual Virtual Cleft Con. As you just heard, I'm Susie Schaefer, President and CEO of Smile Train, and it is such a joy to be here with you, wherever in the world here happens to be for you today. We've had an incredible year of in-person Cleft Cons around the world, from Orlando, Florida in the USA to Delhi, India. But what makes virtual Cleft Con so special is that it's our only truly global Cleft Con. So now, before we dive in, I always love to give a sense of who's joining us. I'd like to do just a quick informal poll in the chat. First, let's see how many of you are returners and how many of you are first timers. So please go ahead and type into the chat how many Cleft Cons you've been to, both virtual and in person, including if this is your first. Wow, fantastic. And welcome back to our Cleft Con returners, and a warm Cleft Con welcome to those of you who are joining us for the first time. We're so excited to have you here. Now, one final question. Where is everyone joining us from? Please take a moment to write that into the chat. And I am joining you from my home, Long Island, New York. Oh, wonderful. Thank you all again for joining us from around the country and around the world. Now, as our returners know, and as our first timers will see, year after year, this event proves that even though we're connecting through screens, the energy, the honesty, and heart we share together are very, very real. This community proves every year that connection doesn't depend on geography. It depends on openness, empathy, and shared purpose. CleftCon exists because of you. Our cleft-affected individuals, parents, siblings, advocates, and supporters. You wanted a space to come together, to learn from one another, and to turn lived experience into leadership. You built this, and each year it grows stronger and more global because of you. A heartfelt thank you to our Cleft Community Advisory Council, the Cleft Community Support Council, our speakers, and the amazing Smile Train staff and supporters who bring this event to life. Your hard work and insight make CleftCon what it is. It's a space grounded in authenticity, inclusion, and possibility. So now over the next few hours, you'll hear from people of all ages and experiences, sharing not just their stories, but wisdom. And when we share our stories, we do more than connect. We transform. We expand understanding, we challenge assumptions, and we build a better world for ourselves and for the next generation. This community's leadership and visibility, are shaping conversations globally. This was on full display just a few weeks ago in Kyoto, Japan at Cleft 2025, the world's preeminent congress for professionals who treat cleft lip and palate and other craniofacial conditions. Smile Train hosted a lived experience panel spotlighting the incredible cleft journeys of Joshua Flores, a team member from Smile Train Philippines, Beth Angela from our UK CCAC, and Ashim Garg of Sirat, an affiliate of Smile Train India. On the global stage, their stories reminded us that cleft care isn't only about surgery. It's about dignity, inclusion, and opportunity. Smile Train is committed to doing our part to advance and amplify the community's voice. That's why we're so proud to stand together in supporting the Ensuring Lasting Smiles Act, which would guarantee insurance coverage for medically necessary cleft treatments here in the United States. Our sincere thanks to many of you who participated in our big push for action this summer, not to mention just this last week at our Advocacy Day on the Hill. This is just one example of how together, through action and advocacy, we can turn shared experience into systemic change. Excuse me. So as we begin today, I encourage you to engage fully, participate in the chat, ask questions, share your story, and connect with others. You never know who might need to hear exactly what you have to say. Because the truth is, whether you were born with a cleft, love someone who was, or simply believe in a world where everyone is included and respected, you belong here. You're part of a global family that continues to grow, learn, and lead together. So thank you for showing up and for everything you do to make this movement stronger every day. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce someone who embodies that spirit of connection and advocacy. Michael Dehal is a proud member of our Smile Train Canada Foundation Board of Directors. He's also a marathoner for Team Empower, and as someone born with a cleft himself, a passionate voice for our community worldwide. Michael, thank you for all that you do and for carrying forward this conversation. The floor is now yours.
Thank you, Susie. My name is Michael Dehal. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and this is my first virtual Cleft Con. I had the pleasure of attending Cleft Con in person back in July in Orlando, Florida, and let me tell you, that was quite the experience. Being in a room full of individuals that have a cleft lip or palate, just like myself, it was the first time that I ever experienced that in my life, and I was, both moved and inspired, hearing stories that resonated with myself growing up with a cleft lip and palate, stories of struggles, challenges, of resilience, of tears, of laughter. It was probably one of the most incredible things I've experienced thus far in my life. And during CleftCon in Orlando, I was able to reflect upon my own journey and my own stories that I went through during my time. And as I mentioned, I was born with a cleft lip and palate. And during the early days of my journey, there wasn't much awareness of cleft lip and palate. And I wish we had this type of community back then, and it would have made my journey a lot easier. And I endured a lot of struggles, challenges growing up, with many people asking what I had, why I talked funny, why I looked funny. Many times I even shied away from participating in school. Putting my hand up in school, being talking in front of a group of people, and just because I didn't want to have anyone ask what I had. And I think that resilience, that grit, the challenges that I face, it created that resilience and grit of what I have today. And some of the panels that I heard during CleftCon in July in Orlando, in particular the teenager panel, was quite moving. The panel of teenagers were speaking about their current journey and what they faced. And it kind of resonated of what I went through during my teenage years, about 30 years ago. And I think the message I have for children, for teenagers, and even adults who have a cleft lip and palate is to stay strong, stay positive, that this cleft lip and palate is, our superpower, right? If anyone says, we look funny or we look different or things like that, we are different because we have this superpower. I am involved with a number of other initiatives at Smile Train. I'm part of the Canadian Board of Directors for Smile Train Canada. And so we oversee a lot of the funding, resources, the activities that Smile Train Canada does. And I would encourage everyone to continue sticking together. This community that we have with Smile Train, it's incredible. I haven't seen anything like this elsewhere within our community of cleft lip and palate. And it's the opportunity for us to share ideas, share our stories, and reaching out to one another, right? I encourage anyone that might be struggling or that's looking for a mentor or even a coach to reach out to me anytime. You can pick up the phone, call me, send me a message. I'd be more than happy to meet with you in person, go for a coffee, and talk about anything that you're going through. And because I went through those same struggles, same challenges as a child as well, and even today, those struggles is what makes me who I am today, both in my professional life and in my personal life. So I once again, I thank Smile Train. I thank Susie and the executive team, all the all the supporters, the community events team. You guys have done an incredible job with Virtual Cleft Con as well as Cleft Con in person, and I'm looking forward to next year seeing everyone in Arizona for Cleft Con 2026 in person, and also looking forward to seeing everyone virtually as well next year. And if you're able to make it in person to Arizona, I highly, highly recommend it because the in-person experience is remarkable. you're able to, talk to other children, other kids, adolescents, or even adults. We're sharing our stories, sharing our tears, sharing our laughters. And you'll find that we all have a similar story. What we went through in our early days with a cleft lip or palate, and to where we are today. And I think those stories is what makes who we are today. So I encourage everyone, if you're able to come to Arizona, please come out. Let's share some stories, let's share some tears, and let's share some laughter together. Thank you so much. Now it's my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker for Cleft Con Virtual 2025, Jasmine Czarnecki.
My name is Jasmine Czarnecki, and right now we are in Clifton, New Jersey. We've been here for 9 years, and it's been a really decent town and community, and it's treated us well. My connection to cleft is my first son, Daniel Wayne, was born with a unilateral cleft lip. During our routine 20-week ultrasound, Daniel was actually measuring smaller, so they were worried about, other potential issues like trisomy 18, Down, so I had to do an amniocentesis, which is so much fun in itself, but to make sure we got the right information, we got it done. And actually, my husband took us to Canada for a baby moon, and the doctor was like, I'll call you if there's anything wrong. And of course, we get this voicemail, and we're just like, what's gonna go wrong? And it just turns out, thank God, Daniel has no problems. He's just measuring small. So then we did an ultrasound 4D, and you just see the little smidge of a cleft right there. And that was it. First time mom, so experiencing all the feels to begin with, and then they tell you your child's gonna have this thing, but don't look it up to get more information on it because the internet is a scary and horrible place, but it's okay. When I gave birth to Daniel, they whisked him away immediately to the cleft team, and then my husband came back and he's crying and he just says he's perfect. Thankfully, Kenny and I were out of the military, so we could really focus on Dan's cleft journey. And at the time, we were living in Ohio, so we got to go to the Ohio State University Wexler Medical Center. We had top-notch cleft care teams, so we would go routinely just to learn more about the different types of bottles, but more so, he just got his one unilateral done at 3 months old, and thankfully, after a few follow-ups, that was it. Done. And now I'm just, being involved with Smile Train, I just see how the journey can continue, which is why I'm just even more in, because although my journey is done with Daniel, my involvement with Smile Train just continues my journey elsewhere.
Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it. Keep it. Embrace that bird.
I do an annual kickboxing event where all proceeds go to Smile Train. And for the 5th year, we have made every single year well over $2,000. Everybody loves it. Everyone goes home with a little Smile Train swag bag, and they just get a better understanding of why it's so important to me and how I'm just gonna keep bringing it to the gym every single time. They're tired of me. It's just, I'm always doing this fundraiser and I'm always shaking people down for money, but it's for a good cause. It always is for a good cause. This is a nonprofit that I've done research in. The money goes to where they say it's going. And we should advocate for that because there's a lot of other ones we're not gonna talk about, but that we at Smile Train do what we say we're gonna do. Well, I mean, if he wants to look on it now, and so long as he knows that it's going to be a little bit of a delay because I'm waiting for the next thing to happen. 21. So you guys are right now on top of the roof of one of the properties that I manage in Midtown Manhattan. I do my routine inspections, check in with my team if there's any tenant issues, or just popping in to see some of the tenants and see how they're doing and how I can help and make their day better. So even when you guys were following us around in the office, like after you guys had left, everyone was asking, so what is cleft? And I was like, duh, let me talk. Well, so 1 in 700 babies are born with a cleft lip, and it turns out the woman that works 2 desks from me has a son that was born with cleft. And then she was like, once I heard you talk about Smile Train, I wanted to make it a point to talk to you. And I'm just like, girl, you sat 2 desks away from me and we had this thing in common, and you won't know until you talk about it. And for me, I'm lucky to have Daniel. He's my 1 in 700. So like, There are so many more out there, but you won't know until you ask. I'm never gonna live a life of a cleft person. I could only see Daniel's life. So I'm just so curious. I wanna know what it was like for you. I wanna know how I can help you in your future journey. I just wanna know, I'm just nosy, and for all the best reasons possible. Smile Train has been nothing but a wonderful community. So it's easy to run the half marathon for you guys. It's easy to fundraise the money. It's easy to go to these events because you guys are incredible people that let me do my best work. And at the end of the day, the common factor is cleft and its awareness. So this past April, I was able to go on my first Journey of Smiles in El Salvador, which was an incredible experience. The people that we went with, oh my God, you picked a great group of people. I had so much fun. I laughed so much. The food was incredible. But again, just meeting the doctors, the teams, the mission, and even with the language barrier, we were speaking the same thing. Cleft, cleft, cleft. We love it. We want to support it. We need people to know more about it. And I left El Salvador completely changed. What I want to share in my video is that, again, the power of community is everything. And once you have found the right community, this is your time to become the person that you thought you never could be. I didn't think I would be a public speaker / fundraiser, video person. But when you have the right people that see your potential and see your talent and see what you're capable of, Smile Train can do that for you. I think with Cleft Con, it gives so many people the experience to speak about their journey because you then get to reach out to certain people to speak. So what I will say is if this is your first Cleft Con, absorb everything. Meet as many people as possible. Watch it a million times if you have to. But by your second Cleft Con, reach out and see how you can get involved because you are not going to be turned away. Just because you don't have 1 million followers on Instagram, we want you in every capacity that we can have you. So if you're shy, maybe we won't put you out as a public speaker, but if you have a superpower, we're gonna make sure you shine in that capacity. Smile Train is going to take care of you. If you are alone and you are doing this by yourself in a satellite town, you have to be the one to start it. So by that second Cleft Con, I want to hear all about what you're doing in your town and how you're spreading that awareness. And by your fifth Cleft Con like me, you're the keynote speaker.